Hello everybody, this is Waldorf.
This is Statler.
And now I have Battle Report 149.
149.
Orcs and Goblins versus Dread Elves. And this is our CGL Championship Game 2.
Excuse me, I believe it's Dread Elves versus Orcs and Goblins.
I'm not reversing it. They're my Orcs and Goblins. They belong on top. So,
let's see if they finish on top again.
like last game?
Yeah.
They did finish on top last game, didn't they? Look at that. It's amazing. Anyway, this was the for those who didn't watch the last one, this is the this was the little one day 3-game tournament to crown the CGL champion. The first 2 games you swap armies with your opponents.
Playing Australian rules.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, take a look at my army list. There it is. Enjoy it.
And your Raiders are still 140 points.
Read it. There's the Dark Elf list, the Dread Elf list.
Dread Elves.
It's an interesting list. He's got the Beastmaster's Lash, which I kind of like.
It's not a very Dread Elf color. I was thinking like a red or a purple.
I did mean to change the color on that, but I didn't. But I'm not going back and doing it now. So anyway, but the big thing, he's got a dragon, a manicore, a Pegasus, and a Kraken. You can pause and read the whole thing if you want to. Actually, I think we might as well stop reading them to people. I think people can read.
Sometimes people like to just talk about things.
But anyway, so that's what I kind of liked in the army, is the big monster mash type thing.
Definitely a monster mash. 3 being ridden and 1 walking all by himself.
But then 2 good-sized units of troops to back them up, and Dread Knights.
And those Dread Knights, they hit pretty hard, especially with
This
the Banner of Blood.
This list was actually, we had our resident expert, not a member of our club, a resident expert in our region of the United States that plays a lot. We had him take a look at all the lists and vote and choose which was the hardest list. And this one won that award.
Yeah, they can see this list doing well against a lot of opponents.
So, anyway.
If well handled.
Moving on. You can see the deployment on the right was diagonal deployment and secure target. There's 2 targets out there. There's one of them.
Okay.
Dark Raiders. There's like a squid-looking thing underneath the wing of this dragon.
Oh, okay.
That's the Kraken.
Oh, okay.
A dragon, a manicore. There are 10 crossbowmen here.
Okay.
Corsairs with hand crossbows.
Hand bows, whatever.
And the the guy with the Pegasus guys deployed in that unit. There's a unit of the Dread Judges. Over here we have the Dread Knights with the Banner of Blood, and some just spearmen. Decent sized block. I think it's 24 spearmen. Heck, it is. And 5 Dark Raiders over on the far left.
Do we have those on the army list?
Yeah.
Okay.
The 5 Dread Legionnaires or whatever. I mean 30 Dread Legionnaires.
Oh, yeah. Still not used to these names.
Okay. And like I said, there's the other, that was, while way over there, that was the other token for the secure target. So that. There's a better picture of the guys up front. You can see them a little bit better in that picture. So he deployed heavy with the monsters on the right-hand side, and we dropped 1 or 2 apiece, and then he finished.
Okay.
Is how it went down with that one. And with his monsters over here, I stacked I kind of stacked my big stuff on this side as well. He was, I don't know why he deployed those units all the way in the back, that unit all the way in the back, but they are deployed, the Boar Boys. I think he was just keeping them out of range of everything to come in to grab a objective at the end of the game.
Okay.
Because, 5 Boar Boys aren't going to do much in this one. Anyway, and off to the left, you can see there's the Iron Orcs. And somewhere behind one of these 2 trees, deployed perfectly, is another unit of Boar Boys.
Okay.
It's just kind of odd that he there they are.
It is, yeah.
It's kind of odd that he managed to get them directly behind there. So anyway, my idea here when he deployed those is I put the Dark Raiders over here. I go over, plink off one or two of them and cause them a panic, and they go away.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
That's my plan. See, I have a plan. And there you have that. So, turn one. Turn one. Here we go. So I had first turn. I shifted those guys off to the right a little bit. You can see the Dark Raiders have swung around to get in the flank of his stuff. Peg, the guy on the peg, went over here to the right as well. He's out of arc of the giant, of course.
Okay.
And the Corsairs shifted over to the right.
Yep.
Everything else is just happy to kind of wait there
out
and see what he does.
What are these unit fillers he's got?
They're little squid-like guys. He was trying to go with the whole squid theme in his army, he said.
Okay.
That's the big squid thing. There you have a better picture of there. And I got within 8 inches. Of course, it'll cause him march tests. The crossbowmen are at 24 inches from the boar boys.
Okay.
So they can shoot them up. And they did none of that. So this is pretty much how it is. Oh, the interesting thing about this, the Dread Elf army, there is no magic.
Yeah, I saw that.
No magic at all. So, anyway. I think I put a wound on that giant with the crossbows. The one on the far right. So his turn, he comes forward. Giant comes up on the hill just to get the re-roll, I guess. Feral Orcs did not move much. Iron Orcs came forward. And he brought his spider around to deal with my Dark Raiders.
Maybe that's why he left the boar boys just to stop your Dark Raiders from coming around the back.
Could be. So there you have that. And you can see the Gnasher moving over to the right. The Wolf Riders came forward to chaff up both my units.
Okay.
Grotlings came forward to, I guess, block my spearmen. And Boar Boys are coming around the corner.
Okay. Looks like your giant's like all the way over on the...
What's that? Oh, yes.
He sent his giant all the way through.
And his other giant that was over on the right moved over, circled around behind my Peg Knight. And he's put Deceptive Glamour and reduced my movement by 2 on my Peg Knight.
Okay.
He's really worried about him because he's got the D3 wounds on the charge. He's convinced he can kill the giant in a single turn, and I'm like, he could.
Yeah.
But that would mean hitting all 3 times, wounding all 3 times, and rolling 7 wounds out of a possible 9. Anyway, I'm not as convinced.
Yeah.
Anyway. But I'm happy to stay over there and just harass him. And hopefully get a charge in on his mage at some point.
Yeah.
So moving on to turn 2. You can see I've shifted the spearmen over a little bit further to the left to get close to the mark.
Okay.
To the secure target. That's their objective this game, is to hold it.
Yeah.
Boar Boys, the Dread Dark Raiders failed to do any wounds last time. They came around to get closer. Maybe they can hurt them if they get closer. That's my theory on that one. The Dread Judges, they flank charge the...
I am the law.
They flank charge the Wolf Riders, and the Dread Knights just backed up a couple inches.
Okay.
Over on the right, you can see my...
Monsters drifting over a little bit.
Monsters drifting over to the right a little bit. I've moved the Corsairs up so the giant can charge them, hit them, overrun into the Kraken, or whatever he chooses. You know, he could probably hit them on far enough to the left. Nah, I don't think he can get to my dragon, but anyway, I'm fine with him charging into that. And they are within 12 inches of him, so they can shoot him as well. As are, you can see up there on the right, also on the right-hand side, the Dark Raiders have taken a wound from the spider. I think shot him for one.
Okay.
They've backed up out of his arc, but still within plenty of range of the giant.
Okay.
With with a 6-up armor, even strength 3 shooting, you roll enough 6s, you're gonna
try to
hurt
plink something off.
Yep, and that's the idea. And so
that's some good plinking.
Well, between the shooting from the crossbow guy, and the guy on the peg has a crossbow too.
Yeah.
So the peg and the guys up top and these guys down here all do 3 wounds to him. He already had 1 on him.
Okay.
So they do 3 wounds to him. So he's still got 3 left because that puts 4 on him because I did 1 the last turn.
Mm-hmm.
So he declares a charge at my Corsairs.
Okay, so now we're in his turn.
And they, on stand and shoot, gunned him down.
Oh, okay.
They did 3 wounds on stand and shoot,
Wow.
which was 6s to hit, 6s to wound. Yeah. He was not thrilled. And now you know why I don't play Giants. Anyway.
You've been playing them for the last month.
I have been. The Iron Orcs declared a charge into the Dread Judges, who stood and took it, but he failed. Spider declared a charge, I believe, into the Corsairs. Being a 7, there's the Iron Orcs failing their charge.
Okay.
And Boar Boys came up to get the objective. They're going to make sure they hold the objective, I guess. And the Grotlings came forward just a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Spider did make it in to the Corsairs.
Mm-hmm.
Flipped around. And again, the same thing applies. He should kill him, overrun into my Kraken. Great. I've got the guy in his rear. I've got these 2 guys in his front.
Right.
He can't survive that. My opinion. Elsewhere, the Feral Orcs came forward and grabbed this objective. The wolf mage on the wolf comes up forward just to support. Big giants hanging around in the back. So he gets off the large. That's where they are. He gets off the boosted version of the Raven's Wing,
Okay.
which I let go, and he shoves the Feral Orcs right down my throat.
Okay.
Here. So they are out of arc of all 3 of these monsters. And his idea is the spider kills my guys. He comes forward, and these guys come into my flank of my monsters, and that way breaking the support. There you go. And all that looks good. And we go to my turn, or his fighting. So the spider comes in and only does 5 wounds.
Huh. So he's still steadfast.
No, he still has a rank. The spider has a rank.
Oh, yeah, he's a
big monster.
Yeah.
That 5 you see on the spider is the number of wounds I did back to him.
Oh.
He's not happy.
These are the men of the match.
Yes.
Or the elves of the match, I guess.
The elves of the match.
Yeah.
So there's the overall situation on the board. It's looking really bleak for the orcs, in my opinion, because what we're looking at now is like, well, the executioners, if they charge the Iron Orcs, the Dread Judges,
Charge the Iron Orcs, yeah.
then the Dread Knights have a flank charge on the guys in the woods.
Yeah.
So, the Dark Raiders charge the spider in the rear. The peg charges it in the flank. And the guys up front, he had shifted down, so I can't get anybody into his front with my other monsters.
Okay.
All 3 of my other monsters are screened.
Okay.
They can't make it in. So I'm going to throw these in. I just need 3 wounds to finish him up. So I got that going for me.
And you figure he already has the 5 guys in the front, so there was no risk in sending the Raiders in?
Yeah, it's just more attacks, was my opinion.
Yeah.
And a charge and a rear to win the combat if he goes nuts. So according to that, then the Dread Judges charge, needing a 6 to reach the Iron Orcs. And the Spearmen charge into the Grotlings. Legionnaires charge the Grotlings. And of course the Dark Raiders come up to shoot more ineffective bow shots at the
Didn't charge
orcs.
them?
No, I didn't think that was a good idea.
Charge the spider? They're much smaller.
They are much smaller.
Yeah.
There's more of them, though. Spider's much bigger, though. Yeah, you got it. Anyway, so they make it in.
Okay.
They actually declared their initial... Sorry, they declared an initial charge against the mage.
Oh, okay.
because he was hanging off there just to their
And
to the right from the picture.
And you redirected.
And if he would have stood, I could have killed it and overran the
Into
giant.
Right.
But so he ran. I redirected the Iron Orcs, made it. You can see on the bottom the Dread Knights have made it into the Feral Orcs flank with a loss of one.
So you lost one in the woods? Okay.
I did.
Yeah.
And of course the spear block makes it in. Dread Legionnaires make it in there.
Where's your guys?
Where are my guys?
I don't know. I asked the question.
It's a good question. Oh, there they are.
Is that them back there?
They decided they were tired of beating up on Iron Orc. They were tired of ineffectively shooting at this, so they ran over there to shoot the fleeing mage.
Okay.
Because he's much softer and squishier than they are. But of course, they do nothing to him either. So these guys are just really bad at shooting.
If he rallies, he won't be happy.
No, I mean they are positioned to where he cannot get out of my arc.
Okay.
And there's that charge, successful charge.
So those both got in, and what did your monsters do? Oh, they came over here.
Monsters all made their march test and just walked around to the flanks of everything.
Okay.
Because I'm convinced the spider's gone with only 3 wounds left and the multi-wound guy in there and everybody else.
Okay.
So I think it's gone, and these guys hopefully will have this.
Okay.
So the charge goes in. I peel off a nice, 8? Looks like 8 of them. He fights back and does 2 wounds to me.
Yep.
But he is not steadfast.
Right.
And I outwounded him, and he flees and loses very few more. He actually lost just a couple more going through all of them. He basically looked at it and said, they're all going through all 3 monsters.
Right.
So everybody's going through a dangerous terrain, and I think he only lost 3 in it or something.
And you lost 2 more running through
and I lost 2 more to the woods.
Okay.
So, everybody came into the spider. We did a total of 2 wounds to it.
Okay.
It did 3 to the guys in the back, and looks like 3 to the guys in the front.
Yep.
So it actually did more wound. I only did 2. Actually, I think this was a straight push. So we stick around for another round. Dread Judges.
That can't be good.
4 2s. Wonder what that was a picture of.
Don't know.
Can't imagine what that would have been of.
Spell?
I had no magic.
There's no character in there?
There was no character, I have no magic. I don't know. Anyway, the Dread Judges went in and they just obliterated the Iron Orcs. You can see they took 10.
10, yeah.
They took 10, which is a lot, but
I
mean they smashed them, ran them down. Oh no, that's what this is. Never mind. Now I know. So I think it was 6 guys I directed at his BSB.
I see.
Got 4 hits, and these are what I rolled to wound.
Okay.
On his toughness 5 guy.
Yeah.
So I did no wounds to his BSB. Each of those is a multi-wound 2.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was disturbing. That's what it was. So I did not kill his BSB, but he ended up failing anyway with his rerollable 8 and died.
Was it a rerollable 8?
Yeah, he's a leadership 8, and it's rerollable because it's a BSB.
Oh, sorry. They have bodyguard, yes. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
So anyway, then we overrun into the Cave Gnasher.
Yep.
Which is just out of arc. These guys finish off the Grotlings, Dread Legionnaires, and they turn to face
Yep.
The Boar Boys. And there we have that. And the spider is there. And that's it. At this point, he conceded.
Okay.
Because he didn't think a spider could live another turn. He's got 1 wound left. The only thing he can do is rally the Feral Orcs, but they rally. I turn to face.
What turn are you on?
It's only turn 4.
Okay.
I mean, it's the bottom of turn 3, actually.
Does Giant have your flank on the...
His Giant did not have my flank. We checked the arc. and the giant is just out of arc over here.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
looking at this, he's like, "There's nothing I can do on this turn." At best, like I said, at best I rally the ferals.
Yeah.
And then the giant, wherever he goes, he's going to get charged and killed. The Dark Raiders are going to kill his mage.
Right.
So he's like, I'm done. I can't do anything with this.
Yeah.
So, and that's where it ended. So it was bad. So it was a 20-0 victory
For the orcs.
for the Dread Elves.
I'm trying to. I've noticed this pattern with you and elves.
What? Doing well with elves?
Yeah. I think somebody's telling you something.
Yeah, I gotta admit,
Maybe not as green as you think you are. You do have kind of pointy facial features.
I've actually done well with elves, I guess, haven't I?
Yes, yeah.
This is a good army, though. This was a really nice army list. This was an army list I would like to play multiple times. I don't have any Dread Elves. I can't do this. The Dread Judges are really good.
I'm the law. You have to say I'm the law every time that you do
the
something.
Dread Knights. The Dread Knights are good with the Banner of Blood to get the extra attack.
Yep.
It's a really good army.
And you didn't even use your monsters.
And those 3 monsters did not do anything,
Yeah.
which is a big deal to me.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's going to do it for that one.
Okay, so you're down and now you're up.
I lost the first one, but got 7 points, and then
Yeah.
got 20 points out of this one.
Okay.
So I'm at 27.
And where does that put you?
I am tied for second.
Wow.
So Brandon and I have 27. Phil is above us with 29. And then there's a high elf player behind us with 25.
Okay.
Everybody else is elsewhere.
All right.
So that's the way it is going into turn 3. Game 3. Thanks for listening.
Till next time.